CCTV systems are installed for safety, yet they sometimes record scenes that no one should ever witness. Whether it's an odd twist of fate or something more disturbing, these captured moments are bound to leave a lasting impression. It's scary how easy crime can be. These thieves clearly knew exactly what they were doing, almost like they had rehearsed it 100 times. And when you see how much cash they're holding, it's no wonder they keep coming back for more. Living in the Philippines means sometimes finding yourself in situations like this, that instant panic, knowing that one wrong move or even one wrong noise could put you face to face with nature's most ruthless little villain. This is the kind of nightmare we all hope never happens to us. The first sign of danger? A woman screaming. And if you ignore that, yeah, you're about to have a very bad day. A slithery surprise like this is impossible to ignore, but somehow he still hesitated. Luckily, it ended well, because nobody wants a Snakes on a Plane sequel but in an elevator. If the thought of trusting machines with your life makes you uneasy, just remember humans make mistakes too. And sometimes those mistakes are so catastrophic, survival feels like a miracle. Maybe this wasn't just a random mishap, but a deliberate act against EVs. It always happens when you least expect it. Just when you finally relax and let your guard down, life strikes, and it strikes hard. Life reminds you that peace is temporary. The initial shock? Brutal. The recovery? Even worse, especially when you're wrecked. You pour your heart into your work, but sometimes life just refuses to cooperate. The sound of shattering glass, the weight of crushed dreams, it all makes you wonder, at what point do you accept that success might not be in the cards? This took place in a Thai police station, and for anyone who believes snakes only strike when provoked, think again. This attack came out of nowhere. Thankfully, the guy kept his wits about him, or his day would have turned into a whole new kind of painful. Basic survival instincts? Nowhere to be found. When the temperature drops to the negatives and your best idea involves fire in a confined space, you know common sense took a back seat. Some decisions are just destined to go up in smoke. Living in untamed territory means expecting the unexpected. It's one thing knowing that in India, lions occasionally wander close to civilization. It's another seeing one confidently stroll into a human settlement, take what it wants, and leave without a second thought. Sometimes it's not about winning, it's about enjoying the game. Because in the end, life doesn't always play fair, and some losses land you straight on your face. After a lifetime of shopping, this grandma wasn't about to let a store dictate her access. It's a reminder that when rules prioritize profit over people, those people will find their own way in, and it won't always be graceful. Sometimes unwanted power shows up when you least expect it. Everyone's fine, but that wallet? Yeah, that's gonna take a major hit. Let's hope next time he learns to handle doors with a little more restraint. Take a nap, they said. It'll be relaxing, they said. Meanwhile, in Thailand, a family opens their door to find a massive monitor lizard casually barging in like it owns the place. Good thing that little girl raised the alarm because this visitor wasn't here for tea. Discipline isn't about what you do when someone's watching, it's what you do when you're alone. And this good boy? He just proved that some pets really do have self-control. No sneaky snacks, no destruction, just pure patience. We've reached a point where even cows aren't safe. One moment, they're grazing peacefully in the fields, next thing they know, they're somewhere entirely different. If that's not a sign of our lack of respect for other beings, what is? This is next level bizarre. Sure, you gotta respect the kid's bravery, but at what point do we say, hey, maybe that's a bit too brave? If he's out here bringing turkeys to the yard, it's only a matter of time before something way more dangerous shows up.
Turkey. Don't come inside. Come inside.
No.
Huh?
No. I ain't gonna lie, y'all got me on him. I'll open and beat the fuck out this dude.
At first, he thought the kid was just in timeout. But the realization? Yeah, that took way too long. A small mistake? Maybe. But when you remember these are the people working around our neighborhoods every day, it really makes you think.
Asshole, man. What the hell you doing standing right here? What you ain't talking about or something? I ain't gonna lie, y'all got me on him. I'll open and beat the fuck out this dude. Well, you get a lady. You're a little kid, you're a little stuffed animal. Put the car.
This is one of those things that only happens in movies. Even then, it took a couple of rewinds before she realized who left that unexpected treat. Moral of the story? Always be kind to the little furballs around you. You never know what surprises they have in store. To most people, this looks like a funny little chase, but ask any mail carrier and they'll tell you this is war. Pets have gotten reckless these days, and if this guy wasn't built for speed, well, let's just say the outcome would have been very different. It's unsettling how easily people can be swayed by outside influences. One minute you're standing firm, and the next, you're following the crowd without even realizing it. Makes you wonder how much of our choices are actually our own? They say determination can change your fate, and this fish just proved it. Against all odds, it fought for its survival, something most of us can only aspire to match. If only we put half as much effort into our own struggles. The odds of getting ambushed by a squirrel? Low, but never zero. These little furballs don't play around when you cross them. And when they decide it's your turn, all you can do is pray they show some mercy. This is exactly why dumpsters have lids and why raccoons have their reputation. She took way too long to realize what was happening. If it were most of us, we'd be halfway inside before that sneaky trash panda even had a chance to make a move. There are lucky moments. And then there's whatever this guy just experienced. Not only did he dodge the crane himself, but his car came out unscathed too. If this isn't a sign to buy a lottery ticket, I don't know what is. When guidance disappears, chaos fills the gaps. This little troublemaker went all in, but at least he's young enough to learn from his mistakes. Spending an hour in those less than pleasant conditions might just be the wake-up call he needed. Desperation can push people to do shady things, but stealing from those who are already struggling, that's next level wrong. A quick gas pump switch, and these two thought they'd get away with it. Too bad they didn't realize karma was filling up right behind them. The next time your job has you frustrated, take a moment to consider that some people work under conditions far worse where even the unseen might be against them. Maybe this wasn't just a workplace struggle, but a territorial warning from something beyond comprehension. Social media has been buzzing with the latest test weather doors wait for you, but let's be honest, this black cat just stole the show. If only influencers had half this feline's charm, the internet might look a whole lot different. Life has a way of catching you off guard sometimes, quite literally. Sure, he can laugh about it now, but in that moment, this was a stark reminder that danger doesn't always announce itself. This man was waiting for his moment, and when it arrived, he delivered. Who is he? Nobody really knows. But one thing's for sure, he's the star of his own story, and we're all just watching from the sidelines. This is exactly why you should never stop your kids from getting a puppy. In Thailand, a thief thought he had the perfect plan wait for the homeowners to leave and make his move. But he didn't account for two extremely loyal guard dogs. Let's just say his escape plan didn't go as smoothly as he hoped. When your dignity is free but a self-locking door costs $300, guess which one wins? The look of complete defeat on this guy's face says it all. He needs a new career path. It's wild how some of the most intense moments of your life can unfold in just 12 seconds. These robbers pulled off a major Apple Store heist in mere moments. Employees probably knew right away it wasn't worth risking their lives. This video raises more questions than answers. Where was the horse going? Is this a normal thing? Are the people just used to it? And what happens if the elevator suddenly stops working? Some mysteries are better left unsolved. Back in 2016, the US was dealing with some of the creepiest scares ever. Clowns chasing people and genuinely terrorizing neighborhoods. Just when we thought we were past it, they're making a comeback. It's almost like they enjoy making people paranoid. The scariest thing about big cats? They make no sound. You won't even know one's nearby until it's too late. This dog had a head start, but the jaguar closed in within seconds. The worst part? Sightings like this are becoming more common in Mexico. Living in India isn't easy even in big cities. Your chances of encountering a big cat are higher than you'd think. When you replace forests with concrete jungles, don't be surprised when the real owners come back to reclaim what's theirs. Schools have become anything but safe. Luckily, this one wasn't as terrifying as it could have been. In fact, the principal might have even done the bear a favor. But the real mystery, who locked the bear in there? A senior prank gone wrong? Or the early signs of something more sinister? Getting through TSA is already enough of a hassle. But this is straight up highway robbery. People wondering where their travel cash disappeared to? Turns out it was right there in someone else's hands. And the worst part? TSA condemns the act but refuses to actually fire these thieves. Whoever said mailmen should fear dogs clearly never met this bird. We've seen plenty of pets standing their ground to protect their homes, but this one, it's got a grudge. And judging by that level of dedication, we're definitely in Canada. When you take away someone's home, don't be surprised when they come back to take something from you. But when that someone is a full-grown lion, you'd better hope it doesn't figure out how to unlock doors. This happened somewhere in India, and let's just say that lion wasn't playing games. Being an adult sounds great when you're a kid, until reality hits. And for this employee, that reality hit hard. It's safe to say this might be his last paycheck, because bouncing back from this, yeah, that's gonna be tough. There's a difference between getting through a door and absolutely destroying it. She didn't pause, didn't hesitate, just swung until nothing stood in her way. Whatever she was after, it was stronger than any second thoughts. Some things slip away before you even know they're gone. 1 second, everything's still the next. It's in motion, fast, unstoppable, tearing through everything in its path. And no matter how quick you react, some things are lost before the chase even begins. Some lessons hit hard, some hit heavy, and then there's this piling on in a way no one saw coming. One bad decision, one split-second mistake, and now that car's carrying more than just regret. It shouldn't have made it this far. It shouldn't have built up this much force. And yet, against all odds, it did. A simple misstep, a loose part, no, it's unstoppable, until finally something in its way takes the hit instead. This is why some religions celebrate cattle. You just know they're powered by sheer force and that's one force you don't want to cross. Until it decides to barge right in, then you run in the opposite direction. Steel isn't supposed to fold like paper, but here it is collapsing inward, like something reached out and squeezed. No explosion, no wreck, just an eerie, silent failure that left nothing but questions in its wake. And if this was terrifying, imagine the Titanic submersible one. He came for the doorbell, but the door had other plans. A little poetic justice, courtesy of gravity, and bad decisions. You know how people say, don't let the door hit you on your way out? Well, these people meant Itan. He definitely deserved it. Some moments remind you just how fragile the line between safety and danger really is. 1 second, everything is calm. The next, something ancient and relentless steps into view. Had they moved just a little differently, had it noticed them a second sooner, this would have been a very different story. It's a normal day until a single miscalculation shuts everything down. The dumper, the streetlights, the whole block gone in an instant. A reminder that sometimes the biggest disruptions come from the smallest details left unchecked. Some things are meant to stay put, but when nature decides otherwise, even the ordinary takes on a life of its own. The wind didn't just pull it carried, and for a moment, that laundry line wasn't just hanging there, it was moving, like it had somewhere to be. Maybe he thought it wouldn't be that bad. Maybe he thought he could dodge the spray. Either way, the car's getting washed, and so is he. No escape, no dry patch, just soap, water, and a full-body regret shower. A quiet meal turns into chaos in an instant. 1 second, it's just another day at the restaurant. The next, a panicked force crashes through, hooves clattering, tables rattling, glass shattering. It wasn't meant to be here, but sometimes life doesn't give you a choice. The air moves in ways you don't always see until it takes something with it. 1 minute, everything is fine. The next, an everyday object is sucked into something far more powerful. No warning, no second chances, just a reminder of how thin the line between routine and disaster really is. Some people take what isn't theirs, convinced they'll get away with it. But the world has eyes always watching, always recording. What disappears in seconds doesn't always stay gone, because sooner or later, the past has a way of catching up. No hesitation, no second thoughts, just 6 cars vanishing like ghosts in the night, engines roaring, tires screeching, a plan executed with surgical precision. If this is what we're seeing on camera, imagine what's been pulled off when no one's watching. Life has a way of throwing curveballs, and sometimes they hit you when you least expect them. A beloved pet disappears, and for a moment, the world stops. Even for a celebrity, that sinking feeling of loss is all too real until relief takes its place. Some mistakes cost more than others. And this one? Well, let's just say that cleanup isn't coming cheap. A moment of carelessness turns into a full-blown disaster, and somewhere in the background, you just know someone is fuming. Poor planning meets unexpected force, and let's just say, no one wants to be the one cleaning this up. A bad situation turns worse in seconds, and at this point, stepping back is the only smart move left. The perfume counter is meant for a quick sample, not an impromptu bath. But this guy, he's doused himself in luxury, leaving behind a trail of fragrance he'll never pay for. The scent lingers long after he's gone, his only real purchase being a guilty pleasure. There's something off. The way it moves too smooth, too fast, joints bending in ways they shouldn't, like a puppet with no strings. It pauses, almost aware it's being watched. And then gone. No explanation, no logic, just an unsettling mystery left behind. A human body isn't supposed to work like that. Arms and legs pumping at an unnatural pace, head tucked low like it's running from something unseen. No hesitation, no brakes. Just a sprint into the void like it never existed in the first place. The shelves shook, products crashed to the floor, and then it just sat there completely unfazed. A creature way too big for this space, lounging like it owned the place. Shoppers froze, employees probably rethinking their job choices. Just another peaceful family gathering until nature decided to crash the party. 1 minute, all laughs and good vibes. The next, an unexpected sky gift that nobody signed up for. Good thing there was room to run. The store is ordinary. The aisles, the hum of the lights, it's all the same. But him? Something about the way he moves isn't. A body twisting, bending like something unseen is pulling the strings. For a moment, he's not fully human. And then, just as fast it's over, the camera doesn't lie. But the security guard? His body language tells a different story. He nods, gestures, steps aside like he's letting someone through. But there's no one there. At least, no one visible to the rest of us. This is why you respect the night shift. Strange things happen when the world is asleep. Sometimes you're not alone, even when it looks that way. And the longer you stay, the more likely a little kindness costs nothing. A few extra seconds could have made a difference, but instead, a careless drop, a lack of empathy, and a reminder that sometimes people really do suck. When animals are denied freedom, they don't just accept their fate, they wait for the perfect moment to reclaim it. And when that moment arrives, they'll bolt for the exit before anyone can even blink. There have always been rumors about people possessing abilities beyond human comprehension, but now we're seeing evidence. If these guys wanted to, they could cause absolute chaos, and the scariest part? We probably wouldn't realize it until it was far too late. Imagine remote locations, hidden labs, and scientists pushing the boundaries of nature, splicing genes, creating things that shouldn't exist. Sounds like fiction, right? Until you witness something like this, and suddenly, it doesn't seem so impossible. If you could go back in time to prevent someone from suffering, would you? Because this guy moves like he already knows what's about to happen. And the longer you watch, the harder it is to believe this was just a lucky guess. Never judge by appearances. That sweet-looking grandma? Yeah, she might just be your worst nightmare in disguise. And if you think you've escaped this time, don't get too comfortable because she's still out there and she's not done yet. Spiders are already nightmare fuel, but when they figure out how to trigger door alarms, that's when you know it's time to pack your bags. Because if they're smart enough to get in, who's to say they won't find a way to stay? Normally, you'd blame gravity, but explain this. The bin pauses, almost like it's thinking, then starts moving again. Feels less like physics, and more like something unseen is trying to draw someone outside. And that's a setup no one should fall for. Hospitals are places of healing, but they also hold echoes of those who never left. And if you really start paying attention, you'll notice something eerie shadows that move like doctors, spirits retracing the same paths they walked in life.
So
Some things make you lose faith in humanity. It's one thing to steal an object, but to take a living being? The pain, the heartbreak. It's the kind of cruelty that guarantees a front row seat in hell.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, no, stop!
Star Pick. Now it's time, or our Star Pick. This is the kind of clip that makes you thankful it ends early, because from the way things are unfolding, it's clear that intruder is about to get caught. And when that homeowner finds him, let's just say, he won't be walking away without some serious regrets and probably a few painful reminders.